Why now is the best time to start Final Fantasy? Oh god.
There are some real practical reasons why you would want to play Final Fantasy XIV all the way up through Shadowbringers before Endwalker comes out.
It is 3 in the morning. I am in a nest of weebs.
They adjusted the trial to where you can go all the way up to level frickin' 60 in this game, which is the end of the Heavensward expansion.
It's not like WoW is so bad that I'm trying Final Fantasy XIV, right? It's that I want to try this because I think that there's going to be some massive fucking apocalypse.
Welcome to another video in which I want to bring up the recent topic that Zepla introduced and Asmongold already reacted to. Should you play Final Fantasy XIV now or wait until Endwalker? While being a big fan of the story and presentation of 14, I still want to highlight some facts and differences to other games far away from the rose-colored glasses and with reason and arguments other than play it now because you will easily fall in love with the game. Yes, you may fall in love with it, but I know from many voices among our community that different people are playing and loving Final Fantasy for different reasons, so we cannot always argue with it has the best story, Shadowbringers is the best thing ever, or you can play this critically acclaimed MMORPG until and including its first well-received expansion, Heavensward. Okay, the last part is true and definitely an argument already, but the other things may be irrelevant for some players, so let me try to break down the kinda objective arguments for or against playing it now or waiting until Endwalker. First of all, and unlike other MMOs, you have to understand that most of Final Fantasy XIV's content is locked behind the completion of the main scenario quest. That doesn't only lead you through crucial events of the game's plot and background story, but also introduces important mechanics, systematic basics, or help you out in establishing your first social interactions that may lead you to future invitations into free companies or other communities. And this mostly comes from the aspect of being put into random duty finder content over the whole leveling and unlocking process. So even if some of you may consider a skip potion to be useful, it may be a bad idea to use one, if you're not seriously supported by friends or would call yourself an MMO veteran that is easily getting used to the required systems and battle mechanics during the last 10 levels. Nonetheless, you have to accept that this means at least 100 to 150 hours of gameplay, even when skipping cutscenes, which I can disadvise you to because the story is actually the most engaging factor that will keep you running and turning these hours into a very rewarding and enjoyable experience. But of course, for those of you that are really not interested in that at all, skipping cutscenes will reduce the overall completion time until level 80 significantly. So if you're really in a rush and want to catch up with your friends, you can still use the New Game Plus feature or revisit cutscenes inside of this wonderful Eorzean journal later on. So even when getting to level 80 does require some time, there's no lashing demon standing behind you that would hinder you to wait for 1 or 2 months before Endwalker to start into Final Fantasy XIV.
Now you're hot and bothered.
Just before we're all setting sail into the new expansion altogether. And to be completely honest, none of the content you can find in the game right now is required, except if you're planning to do the true endgame, which is finding glamour sets for your character to also look good in the upcoming expansion. And even on this topic, you could easily find suitable and stylish gear found on the market board, so this is really nothing to worry about. Most of this discussion and idea depends on your own personal situation and motivation. If you want to hop back into the Shadowlands for patch 9.1 or enter the Dark Portal to experience the Burning Crusade in basically its natural form, there's no reason to immediately cut off this adventure just to hop over to Eorzea. The moon will still be there when you delay your journey into the Final Fantasy universe a bit, but I cannot guarantee that after Endwalker is launched, so this should at least be your last moment to join. On the other hand, if you're bored of the lack of content in recent Shadowlands and guess that 9.1's content will be washed out in 1 or 2 weeks, or you have already cleared Karazhan, Gruul's Lair or the other Burning Crusade content back in 2007 like I did, there's no reason to not hop over. Like I already said, there's plenty of content to explore, and be it relevant for the expansion or not, it is relevant now and can be enjoyed more than ever because of the massive player base trying out this phenomenal game. So get your moon boots, your credit card, or leave it all where it is and just test it out with its free trial that won't let you sacrifice your soul, your time, nor any monetized currency. Overall, I would agree with Zepla. Now is the time, my friends. establish your character into this world just before critical events in the expansion, having some time left to distinguish and learn about the game's content, battle mechanics, and to meet some people with which you will experience a much better adventure in Endwalker playing it together. And even if you're busy now, give this game one try once in your lifetime at least. All that hype isn't for nothing.
Now go, but remember, should you fail, all worlds will burn.